Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Let's Try. Today we'll be taking a look at Stacklands from 2022. Stacklands is a village survival card game where we need to stack cards in order to do anything and everything. It's a super relaxing game that quickly can turn very hectic as the game goes on. In Stacklands, we need to harvest resources, grow, hunt, or otherwise find food to feed our villages, discover new ideas to further advance our civilization, while battling invading enemies such as rats, goblins, and all sorts of other enemies. All this is done by stacking cards in numerous different combinations. As you can see, I have a run going. I'm at day 68, so I've managed to make it quite far into the game, and while it's not super challenging, it is certainly fun and entertaining, and at the end of the day, that's what really matters. It is a very pleasing art style, nice soundtrack, and it does get quite busy as the game goes by. I don't know how much of that we'll get to see in this video though, or how far we'll actually be able to make it. I would want to show you my current run, but unfortunately, as soon as we start a new run, that one is lost, and I don't want to, just jump straight into an old run here, so you're not going to be able to see that. But let's try Stacklands. Let's get a new run going here. Yep, let's go. We're gonna do a normal one, and we're not gonna do peaceful mode. I actually don't. Okay, it's just the length of a day here. Okay, interesting. Let's start a run. Okay, here we go. This is Stacklands. This is your. Okay, so. Okay, apparently it does save all the ideas that you've done. Okay, we'll get to that later. We start with the booster pack. This booster pack contains 5 cards, and we unlock all those cards just by clicking on it one by one, and we get a bunch of cards. This is our area, the lit up green area here. This is where we can build. We can't place anything outside, so we basically have to contain ourselves in this teeny tiny area. So normally, if you start a completely new game for the first time, you're not going to see all this stuff up here at the top. I think you'll have the first one, Humble Beginnings. This is where you buy your booster packs. This is how you get new cards. Right now, however, we have apparently access to all of them, and this little icon up here shows that we have, as you can see down in the lower left corner, we have 1 undiscovered card. And there will be undiscovered cards in all of them. That's how you actually get new ideas. For the most part, you buy the booster packs and you'll get different new things you can build. It might be that you can suddenly combine wood into a plank. It might be that you can build a quarry for unlimited stone, for instance. It could be all kinds of different things. As we can quickly take a look here, these are all the things we can grow or build. A lot of it anyway is, most of it is, some of it is like is stuff like this, like growth. It tells us how to actually grow stuff, not necessarily something that we can build. Same with offspring. How do we make a new puppy? 2 people and a house, and they're off to the races. But most of it is buildings, and as we can see, there is a lot. Buildings, weapons, different kinds of whatever your heart desires. But let's just get this underway here. We want to get some money straight off the bat, so we can plonk our villager on top of the wood, and you can see there is now a progress bar going, which means something is happening here with our wood. And that's basically the entire game. That's how it works. You plonk things on top of, or cards on top of other cards, and stuff happens. See here, let's buy a new booster pack. This one has 3. Got a rock, a berry bush, and a tree. Odds are that if this had not been our first, run, that we would have gotten an idea of that booster pack. A lot of it is pretty much just waiting. Straight off the bat here, we want to make sure that we can feed our villagers as well. Up here we can see how much food we need. We need 2, and at the moment we have 0, so we might as well get working on some of these berry bushes. Get some get some food going. We feed all our villagers every time at the end of the day, or at the end of the moon, as it is in this game. Each adult villager requires 2 food, and we can see here in the bottom right corner that's how much hunger we can call it. It fills out, and we can sell it for 1 coin if we so desire. Right now we only really need the 2 food, so we can go ahead and let our villager here finish with the current task, and then we can continue on with the tree. We need to get some money together. I think it would be nice for us to get a house going pretty quickly here, which actually should be not too bad. Actually, that's not gonna matter much. How do we actually get a villager? How do we get a villager without actually... Interesting. How do we get a villager without a second villager? I actually don't know. Maybe we will find out. Huh. That is an interesting... interesting conundrum. I guess we'll see. Maybe we'll get one randomly. But for now, we can at least hack away at this rock. So we have a card limit as well, which is 20 at the moment. Let's go ahead and feed the villagers since it's now end of day 1. Yum yum. Everyone was fed. I actually don't know what will happen if you don't feed everyone. In either case, we have a max card limit here. Don't go over there. Let's build ourselves a house. I actually don't know what will happen if we don't find another villager. I don't remember how I actually got it for the first time. But whatever. In either case, we have a max limit to how many cards we can actually have. Coins don't count, and I don't actually believe villages count. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Villages do count. That's fair. Coins do not count, however. They are not part of it. But there are ways to increase that that card count. The same kind of buildings we can build that increase the card count also increases the area where you can store your cards. Not by super much, but by a bit anyway. Let's go ahead and buy another one. Found a key. We found some soil. That's actually very nice. Soil can be used to grow all sorts of different foods. And later on, actually already since we have it unlocked, we can use it to build a farm, which is a better version of soil. Let's go ahead and we can actually sell the key for 3. We don't need it at the moment, I feel. See if we can buy the next pack here. How do I get a villager? That is extremely interesting. I might have to go ahead and honestly Google that so we don't end up spending way too much time here. Just wasted. Because I don't know how to get a second villager. Flint, very nice. Costs 2. Go ahead and buy another one. Another flint, excellent. You can see we have plenty of food. It doesn't spoil here, but you can travel to other places, actually. And I think maybe because of the heat there, some of the food actually does spoil. I haven't seen food spoil here in the forest here. starting to have a nice bit of a nice point base here. Let's just see if there is anything here that says anything about getting your first villager. That is a bit... Get on the berries, since we do need at least one more food. There we go, got ourselves a berry bush. Let's start growing another one. So at the moment, I think we maybe get like 3 berries from a bush, you know, and you can turn one of the berries into a new bush. So right now it's sort of a low return, but once we get a couple of soil going, for instance, or a couple of farms, you can quickly see that it's gonna ramp up. Get working on these trees instead and get how much? We have 8 coins. We could almost buy the reap and sow. Carrot, raw meat, cows, chickens, soil, trees, rocks, and berry bushes. Okay. Let's see what happens here at the end of Moon 3. If we do happen to get ourselves another villager, because I don't think any of these cards or these booster packs can include a villager. Normally you would drag 2 villagers in here, and then that would sort of be it, but since we only have the 1 villager. There we go. Okay, apparently we actually just need to buy enough packs, and then we will be granted another villager at some point. So hopefully before too long. Let's go ahead before we start buying any more cards here. Let's go ahead real quick and build ourselves a shed, because that is gonna increase our card capacity by 4. So a wood, 1 wood, 1 stone, 1 stick. Okay, we don't have a stick at the moment, so we will have to make one. So you might think at the well, and the stone, I don't know whether that was 2 wood. In either case, you might think right now it doesn't really look super interesting, and you might be right. I don't know how interesting this is going to be to watch, but it's to me anyway very interesting to play and super relaxing. Oh, there we go. There's the villager. Very nice. Let's go ahead and start on our Bobby straight away. And we actually, before we do that, we do need at least another berry. Otherwise, one of you are gonna go hungry, and we do not want that. Actually, we need 2 berries, because if we do manage to finish creating a baby before the end of the day, that baby requires 1 food as well. Something like that. Very nice. Okay, can this? It can have soil, because it would be very nice to get more soil going. There we go. We now have a baby that just needs a bit of time to grow. We don't need to do anything else with it, so pretty easy. Let's not open another one, because otherwise we'll actually have to sell cards. Although the food that we eat will actually count towards the max cards. We actually had on 19 now, so we would be completely fine if we had gone over the limit here. But we do need 5 food. So after these guys are done, they are making a plank over here and a brick. I believe anyway, if you know yourself the recipes for something, you don't actually have to. You don't have to wait for the idea. I have a couple of times been able to guess something or just put two things together and randomly something started being made. But for most of the time, you'll find it when you get the idea. Very nice. Let's start working on these rocks as well. Maybe we should save for some of the food-oriented booster packs up here. I think that would be nice. Require 10 for the curious cuisine. Actually, what we probably should do, since we have all the ideas here, maybe we should work on a farm. That requires a lot though. 2 bricks and 2 planks. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Oh, we got a rabbit somewhere. Ah, from the berry bush, I'm guessing. So these are random animals, and there are, so far as I know, 3 of them, at least in the forest here, that you can have. Let's start on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have enough. I can just look up there as well. And actually, we're gonna get our first look at combat here, which is fairly simple. 3 different kinds of animals. Some of them you can... Some of them will drop food for you. The rabbit drops poop. So, not very interesting. I haven't found a use for the rabbit yet, but you can get cows, for instance, that will occasionally drop you milk. Or you could get chickens as well, that will occasionally drop you eggs. Let's not waste time. Let's have you do stuff as well. Good. We have 10. Actually, let's go ahead and get this one going. Maybe we'll get lucky and get some stuff. Ooh, raw meat. Very nice. We would like not to eat the raw meat, though, but it might not be possible to avoid it. Sell that one as well. Let's save the brick here, because we would like to build the farm. So we need quite a bit of it. We might have to turn some of this into sticks, just so we can earn some money. And I think that's what we'll have to do here. So we can probably buy some humble beginnings here. No, we can buy the seeking wisdom. That's actually not too bad. Let's get some food going because we are a bit low. Actually very low. And soon enough we will need 6 food every turn, so we might have been a bit too quick here. I don't think you can go. No. We might have been a bit too quick here with the second or the third villager, but that's okay. See if we can't make it work. And I think we need both of them on the bushes for now. We can at least get enough. Let's get up to 6 at least. And let's just let this guy finish. So in case our third villager pops out here, then at least we will have enough for that as well. Hopefully they're not going to eat this, because we can actually cook that into other things. Yeah, he'll definitely pop out before we are done here. Yep, there we go. Third villager is ready to go. Let's put him to work immediately. Let's not keep it paused. Okay, very nice. Didn't eat the meat. That's good. Oop, don't need that. Got another berry bush, that's always good. Okay, almost have enough for the farm actually. That's gonna be really nice. Do have a speed setting as well, so if you find yourself not really doing too much, then you have the option to speed up. Excellent, good time, and let's build the farm. Let's sell some, no, not there, let's sell some stuff. Let's get a... not a stove, because we don't have iron bars. What's it called? It's called a campfire? Cooking fire? Is it up here? Campfire, it is called campfire. It's because it's under cooking, so that requires a stick and flint. Okay, let's keep the stick then. That means we need some sort of... and actually, you can see when we hold coins, whatever we can afford to buy will actually be outlined by this white outline here. So that's very nice. Farm is done, very nice. Get a berry on there. And let's build... well, let's buy this one. Rocks, that's exactly what we wanted. Let's see if we can't get lucky with a flint here. Oh, this is a shiny berry bush. I don't even know what the difference is. I didn't know it existed until just now. Huh, interesting. Ooh, I have 2 cards too many. Not a fan of that. Well, let's sell a couple of rocks then. Huh, interesting. Wonder what that does. Still no flint. Okay, that's unlucky so far, I think. Well, there we go. Let's make a campfire. We don't need the rocks anymore, but... oh, there we got it. Funny game, very funny. I think normally you get 3 of a berry bush. Try and move this away and see how much we get from the shiny one there. Okay, let's not grab from there because we would like to keep an eye out how much we actually get. You're not doing anything, so let's do that. Got ourselves a campfire, we can cook some meat. Don't really need too much flint for too much at the moment. Nah, still only 3. Huh. Maybe it's just worth extra money. We have plenty of food. Let's hang back here because we are way overextended here. So what was it for a shed? I think it was a stick. No, that's a farm. A shed, a stick, stone, and wood. Yes. Okay, we have pretty much everything, and that would be very nice to be able to... nope, don't use the last wood there. Do this instead. I think that would be nice to get before the end of the day here. To help with everything, we can also sell that one. Maybe we can even make 2 sheds before the end of the day. And then we will be more than fine. I think we'll be able to do that. Can you stack? No. Okay. And it's also worth noting, in case here finishes with the raw meat, it actually has 0 food, so I don't need to be worried about them eating it in either case. What I was gonna say though is that, let's say this this cooked meat had a food value of 3. That means that not one villager is not gonna gobble it all down. They're actually gonna share. So if one villager, as I said, they eat 2, then they're gonna pass the rest of the meat onto another villager, and he will eat 1 and then a berry, or the rest of the meat and then a berry, for instance. We managed to find ourselves an apple. Very nice. Now we can get some apple production going as well. That's excellent. Okay, let's see if we can actually notice if the bar here changes. It should change. Maybe it's at every specific interval up here, and maybe it's not with every shed. Yeah, there we go. It grew a bit. Very nice, very nice. Okay. So what do we want to work towards here? I think we could go for a lumber camp and a quarry. That might not be too bad. 3 stone, 1 wood. Why not? Always have a source of stone. That's never bad. Go. Everyone was fed. Very nice. Actually, what we probably should make are some weapons, because we can get invaded. Okay, let's see if we can't get some wood. Stick and tree, that's very nice. Berry bush, okay. We are absolutely fine on food. Let's have you finish, but otherwise let's not do any more. Because there's no reason to have like 300 carts of food laying around. We can't eat that much. We're just gonna end up selling it anyway. So a spear we can make. What about an axe? That's an iron bar. We cannot afford that at all. Just looking here, see what we have. We could also make a club. So all the weapons, they have a value, an attack value. So say the club, for instance, has an attack value of 3, and so does the spear. I think if the villagers will turn into different things depending on what you give them, but I think personally, I don't know, of course, but I think if you give them weapons that turn them into the same class, let's call it that. So here let's call it a militia, because that is a class. I don't think it matters what weapon you give them. You will basically give them whatever is the best you have. So meaning that if you have 2 militias and one of them is equipped with a spear, one with a club, I don't know if they are going to act any differently. That being said, though, the enemies might take damage differently depending on the weapon, and the weapon might have a different secondary stat, such as poison, paralyze, stun, stuff like that. But how much it comes into consideration here, I really don't know. We do have enough to make a spear, so let's actually do that. So at least we have 1 villager that's equipped. Do have ourselves a quarry now. Oh, you're making it on your own. That's awesome. Let's get another. See if we can get some trees. Stick, very nice. Tree, very nice as well. Another berry bush, you go over there. Actually, let's do this instead. Let's not have you get us any more cards, because we have plenty. Now we have a spear, we just drop it on. Now we have a militia. Very nice. They still can do everything that the villagers can do. You can just equip them with 3 different things. There is a headgear, there's a weapon, and there is some armor. Ooh, an apple. Let's actually put you down here instead. It'd be nice to get an income of apple trees as well. Another spear. Okay, I guess. I thought I was making a club, actually. That's okay. Let's give that to you. So at least we have a couple of people ready in case we do get attacked. You can work on the quarry then. We should probably save the brick in case we want to use it on something. Actually, maybe due to money we should not save it. No, don't do that, dude. Yeah, let's sell it. Buy one of these. It would be very nice with some soil. Not poop. Don't need poop. We actually have enough for another one, so why don't we go ahead and do that? Go, time to feed our people. I think we're gonna go ahead here for a couple of more minutes, then probably call it a day. Ooh, we actually have too many cards, interesting. Okay, that is a shame. We're gonna go ahead and sell the brick, because that's a good amount of money, and then we will sell a couple of stones. Okay, what do we have? We have you. Let's get our last dude equipped as well here before we call it a day. Yep, very nice, very nice. Actually, let's get you working on the apple trees. So we can get all that. That's fine as well. There you go. That's the crop. Okay, let's take you off because we can. Oh, you don't have anything. That's right. If we take the spear has a 5% chance to do a critical hit on target, and the club has a 10% chance to frenzy yourself. So they are different. And we can actually see that we created a warrior here instead of militia. I have no idea what that actually does. Base combat level is 12. Yeah, it's the same for the militia here. So I don't know how much of an impact that is, other than the fact that you actually have missions to create, to train a militia. You have warriors, or missions to train archers, warriors, wizards, all sorts of different things. How much it actually does, I have no idea. I do know that if you, for instance, equip someone with a mining pick, they work much quicker with the quarry. Same with the lumber, or same with the axe. They work much faster in the lumber yard, for instance. So there are small things you can do like that. Okay, so one of the things you can do, or that the game sort of asks you to do in either case, is actually to explore the dark forest. Sometimes you will get invaded by creatures from the dark forest, and that's sort of how you're introduced to it as well. And you can actually yourself build a portal to this combat area and send through your people and battle the minions of the evil witch. I haven't managed to kill her yet myself. I think if I had not deleted the save game, had I ventured back in there, I think she would have been next on the list that I would be facing. But obviously, not really gonna happen anymore. do that. Build a shed. Let's get another one going. Probably not gonna finish that before the end of the day. Let's see if there's gonna be a strange portal appearing here next day, just to see if maybe we can get to see some combat here. We'll definitely have to sell some cards. Question is how many? 6. Wow, okay. We are not selling that. We are selling the brick then, and we are selling the stones as well. And I guess we will have to sell 2 more. Yeah, I mean, it's better to sell the food itself than it is to sell the berry bushes. Okay. No portal. But actually, what does it cost? Because we might... Stable portal. 2 brick requires magic dust. So that's not something we have. That's something we can get from defeating enemies. So you pretty much want to wait for the dark portal to invade you. Unfortunately, that's not something we're gonna be seeing here. But it is in the game, and you did get to see a taste of the combat, although against a rabbit. But the principle is the same. People attack with different speeds, and you can add as many people as you want to a single combat. Meaning, say you have 1 enemy, you can add all 3 people to the same fight. Meaning that the enemy, for instance, will have a 1 in 3 chance to attack either of your people, and your people will have, you know, of course, 100% chance to attack the same target. Sage 3 against 3. It basically becomes a big brawl of 1 against 1. So I think that's how it is anyway. I believe so. You can always hover over and see arrows of the targets you're in combat anyway. That your people or the enemy have a chance of attacking. So say we were 3 against 3, for instance, and one of them dies. Suddenly it's then 3 against 2, and it's not because the 1 militia guy you had, for instance, that defeated the enemy is just gonna jump out of battle. No, he's just gonna start whacking on the next target in line. Same goes for the enemy. So yeah, I think it's a great little game. It's very fun to drop like 30 minutes or an hour here and there, get some progress going. I think it's great. Let me know what you thought. For now, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and to see you next week. Until then, take care.